Hello and welcome to chapter 32 of the last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. This one is named A Perspective on MB, which is actually the one of the things I've been teasing for a long time. I'm going to talk about MB, which is a long story. But before we get there, our drink today is actually kind of exciting. It's a black currant Fanta. And I know what you think. It must taste horrendous. Well, it tastes like medicine. It's not good, but it's not bad. I kind of have a soft spot for it. Sorry, I need to sneeze. There is a fan in the background, and there's that. Well, it went away, but if any, I'm going to just say it. I know I sound tired, but it's because my nose is, I don't know how do you say it. It's stuck, like I can't breathe normally through it. So yeah. Anyways, let us talk about MB. So the whole story comes when I was in my second semester, just the first year of my university, and there was this girl, MB. Back then, I was going through kind of a heartbreak, kind of small heartbreak. I said, "Someone I like you," and she said, "No, I have someone else." I said, "Okay, that's fine," but it wasn't fine. Oh, but yeah, back then I kind of realized that me, the girl that I knew at the time, was sort of perfect. I'm not going to lie. This whole episode is going because the whole story. If you are listening to this, you probably know the story already, but this is just a new perspective on it. I think part of my original obsession with her was the fact that I was going through heartbreak. I did pass a heart attack, by the way, a while ago. So yeah, I might tell that story next. But I think part of the reason I was going through that heartbreak is the reason that I got obsessed with her. But yeah, I realized that she's this perfect human being, and well, it began the infatuation and obsession, and well, it would have remained just a crush at best if I didn't talk to her all the time. And at some point, I realized that what I felt for her was stronger than a crush. I really did have love for her. I did love her. Part of me still has feelings for her, but I'm not trying to give that part any attention. And you understand why. Now, there is a few things you need to know. First of all, like me, I have my own mental disorders. She also did have her own mental disorders. And uh, she was also 3 years older than me, but that doesn't really that doesn't really matter, does it? And well, we were talking, and after a while, I decided to say something to her. I wrote a long letter in English, nonetheless, and I sent it to her. And actually, one of my friends, Kiarash, who, if you've listened to this show long enough, you've heard his voice. He was in I don't remember which episode exactly. I think it was chapter 28, Weakness. He was in there, and you can actually hear him. And Ami Reza, which was in our special chapter, Ami Reza the Glamour Cat. Both of them were heavily involved in this. Kirash sort of pushed me to write, and Amireza helped me write it. I sent it to her, and she said this weird cryptic message about it was maybe, basically. But it felt good, and nothing happened. Now, I know I'm telling it in a very weird, haphazard way, but it's because I don't want to relive it very much. But I told you I was going to talk about it, and I'm going to because it was an important event in my life. So yeah, it was a mixture of her being neurotic and me being anxious. I didn't push her because I didn't want to seem pushy. So during that whole year after I sent this, we went out once. We went to see um, Atomic Heart Mother, which is a movie, a bad one, Iranian one. Don't go see it. Don't look it up. And on the way back in the ride home, we got a car, Uber of sorts, the Iranian Uber, and I bored her with my weirdest obsession at the time, Doctor Who. I just talked about Doctor Who all the time, and that was it for the whole year. Next year, I said, I think I like you more. It's not like I love you. I told her yet again behind a long English letter, and she said she was thinking of me. She didn't say she liked me back, which is important. And I mean, you can imagine my mood at the time. I was over the moon. But again, we didn't go out. We didn't go out until sometime later. We went out. We went out around 11 a.m. to meet each other, and we ended the day, the date of sort, around 11 p.m. We talked for 10 fucking hours. More. 11 hours. Yeah. 11? Math isn't my strongest suit, just saying. We talked for a long time, and that day is still one of my sweetest memories. We didn't talk about relationship or anything. We talked about movies and music. She talked about rap, which is not my favorite kind of music. I'm a jazz head, but I knew enough to engage her in conversation. Sorry, this whole thing just got me a bit nostalgic. Truth of the matter is, I love the feeling of being in love. I love the fact that I like someone, that I care about them, but we'll get there. Then nothing happened. And honestly, I'm not going to. I'm not proud of this part, but I felt like she didn't want me close. She was actually gearing up to leave the country, and I had a friend, again, Kirash, who was doing the same thing at the time. So I said, if you want, I have this friend, and I can give you his number, and I did. This is not going the way you think it's going. And again, in another long letter, I told her my feelings, and I asked her if she sees a future with me. In which she says, if it was another time, yes, but right now I'm focusing on leaving, and I can't. So it was a no, basically. So, it felt bad. It felt really bad. But there was nothing I can do. I uh, I felt bad. I felt a bit depressed at the time. This was, I think, around 2018. Yeah, I felt bad, but I mean, the life goes on. The biggest blow was after a while, my friend Kiraj told me that she told him that during this whole 2 3 years she was thinking of no one and nothing and just leaving. So you can imagine my mood and my mental state when I realized someone that I loved that much, who has been in my heart for that long, didn't really even consider me a part of her life. I went to the, I went into depression, and it would have remained the same if not for the death of one of my friends, which made me go deeper in depression. And then she came back when I needed someone the most. She came back, and we started talking. And I was in a very bad place mentally, so I did a lot of whining to her. But yeah, we started talking. She seemed sweet at first, and I didn't know what was happening. So another friend of mine, um, Nassim is her name, uh, went sort of as an envoy. I know this is getting too complicated, but as an envoy to see how she feels about me, and then she sort of told her all the stuff she hadn't said to me, like I didn't push enough. I needed to uh, be more brave and ask her out more, which I did, but like 10 times she said no. I realized, well, maybe she doesn't want to. And no, as in she was, I'm busy or I'm not available. So, and all of that. And so we said, well, let's talk for one last time. And during a fucking misunderstanding with my phone, it's the fact that I sent her a text at 6 p.m. I think it was Tuesday, but because the my SIM card provider, Irancel, is a fucking mess, they sent it to her on 6 a.m. Wednesday. She got mad and ended the things on a bitter note, and told me that the only reason she came back was because another mutual quote unquote friend, she is not a friend, told her that I was feeling bad because of her, so it was pity that made her come back. And that is the whole thing that took me into a long bout with depression and losing another friend, which that one is not really excusable. Fuck him. But yeah, that is the whole thing. Now, I don't claim I've done anything right in this whole thing. From the lack of courage to talk to her face to face and hiding behind these long ass English letters, to basically just trying my best not to anger her and not having a spine in the whole thing. I did things wrong. Let's get it right. It wasn't good. I did things very wrong. I'm not trying to deny that. But, with some time behind me and all of the insecurities aside, I realized something. I did wrong. She didn't do right either to me. Again, she had a mental condition, so did I. And it's understandable, and I should have been more understanding of that. But she was constantly mean to me. She didn't respect me enough at some point, and she basically told me that my opinion is outdated and antiquated because I like jazz music and I don't like rap, which is the music of now. So yeah, which I understand, man. And the way she treated our quote unquote relationship wasn't really good too. She shifted the blame onto me, you should have been there more. And I took it. I felt really shitty for a long while because I thought I blew it. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't. I did what I could do the best. I constantly asked her if she wanted to go out, and she said, "No, I'm busy." And after the 10 times someone tells you you're busy, you don't think, well, she's been busy 10 times. No, probably she probably doesn't want to go out with you. So yeah, I backed down a bit. And I told her how I feel, and she never told me how she felt. And when I asked her how she felt, she said no. And all of that thing about she didn't really even fucking care about me. She was pushing me around like a doggy, just doing. I didn't even do errands for her. I don't know what she gained out of playing with me, but it wasn't fair to me. I'm not saying uh, she's this mean girl that did this on purpose, because she's not. That's the part I don't get. I don't know why she did that. Because she was so sweet and she was kind to me. But that whole thing really broke me to a point. I felt really bad. And then came the COVID, which escalated things to another whole new level of mental problems. But that's neither here or there. It's been a while. So yeah, that is the story of the MB, but with a new perspective. Because every time I tell this story, I tend to blame myself. She liked me. I did so bad that she hated me. I don't think that's the case. I don't think she liked me ever. I think she tolerated me because she was trying to be polite. And I don't think I blew it. I don't think I did good, but I don't think the stuff I did warranted that reaction. She got mad at me for sending her a message at 6 a.m. The only thing, I didn't. But she wanted to end it, so that gave her an excuse. That makes me feel sad. Not just because, it's a quote unquote relationship, and my first time really feeling affection towards somebody that didn't go anywhere, but also because I lost a friend. I really liked her, and we could have been good friends, but we ended up not being good friends. Over what? I don't know. I might one day message her and say, want to talk, but I don't think that's going to happen very soon. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Yes, that noise. It seriously tastes like cough syrup. But I like it. Anyways, that's the story of all about how my life turns upside down, and so yeah. The other thing is she was really into Beatles, so whenever I hear her let it, which is not good because I also love the Beatles, so I can't really listen to them as much. Anyways, do remember to send me a message on Anchor. Do comment. Do follow me. Do share if you like. But I hope to see you next week.